everyone, my name is Liz, and let's see, today is April 3rd, and it's super rainy, gloomy, and cold here. Fun. But made the lighting in here a little bit better. Last time I was apparently getting blown out most of the time, but I dealt with it. It was what it was. I am a knitter, a crocheter, a cross stitcher, a needle felter, spinner, quilter, sewer, whatever else. Lots of stuff. And I would appreciate if you like, subscribe, and you can leave a comment and talk to me if you want. I tend to get back to people if they comment and talk to me. It's not like I have a ton of subscribers, so no big deal. Okay, and let's get started with finished objects. All right, I'm going to start with the baby mitts. No thumbs. It's for a little one. I made these so baby doesn't scratch their face with their little sharp claws. Now, I told you last episode I did not know what this yarn was. It did not have a ball band. I got it from a thrift store, which is true. But I was at a crafting group. Some people knit, crochet, embroider, do all kinds of things. And one of the ladies who uses Knit Picks Felici was looking at it and feeling it, and she said she really feels like that's what this is. You can go look if you want, if you really like this. Maybe they have it, maybe they don't. She said they tend to have it and then they stop doing it and may not be available. Either way, I really don't know for sure, but it's a road you can go down if you really want to. I cast on, now I'm going to lead with, I feel like I've been confusing in past videos. It's not confusing to me. I know what I'm doing. But probably people who don't know exactly what I'm doing probably was. When I say I cast on 14, I am doing magic loop. That means 14 stitches. I cast on 14 and then I pick up to each needle 14 stitches, which amounts to 28 stitches all together in the round. Then I increase every other row until I had 26 stitches on each needle, which amounts to 52 stitches around. Then in this case, I knit for 2 inches before I started the ribbing, 2x2 ribbing for 2 more inches. And then I bound off using Jenny's stretchy bind off. There are tutorials out there for you if you need them. And that basically covered these guys. I still have a good amount. Usually after I'm done making socks and whatever, I will wind this onto my I will wind it off onto my sock yarn leftovers ball. Some people call them magic knots, but I don't knot. I just wind it because I don't like the knots in it. Don't know what I'm using it for yet. But I still have a good amount here. I might make another pair of baby socks before I do that. Putting it off to the side. All right, that's them. These should be going out very soon. I have some mamas who are having their babies very soon. And then next, I talked to you about this one. This is a Stony Creek Collection Stitching Safari. I did the jaguar here. This was printed in 1998. I don't know if you can still find it or you can find it used. I don't know if this will help you if I give you the code thing or the bar code part. I started it in around 1998. I'm now finishing it in 2025. Happy. I was hoping to get it finished and I did. All right. But if you're interested and you can find it, then there you go. So I'll show it to you. Here he is. There he is. I plan on turning this into a bag like I did my previous dolphin cross stitch. We'll see what happens. I need to find the fabric I want to use for it. I cannot tell you how many stitches it is. The pattern did not say how many stitches, and I do not have the kind of time in my life to count it. I'm not going to go and count how many stitches I did. It was a lot, and now it's finished. Really love how it turned out. The only thing is making a bag out of it. I don't like the white. White gets so dirty, and so I might have to embroider him on, applique him on, not embroider him on. Applique him onto fabric I like. We'll see. That'll be shuffled off to the side for a while until I figure it out. And here's the back if anyone wants to see the back. I weave in all my stuff. I do not do knots. I do know people who do knots, and it drives me crazy, the texture on the back and touching it. It's a textural nightmare for me. All right, those are my only two finished objects. Very happy that I got a couple things done. Next is, I'd shared with you last time, the socks I had started for my daughter. And here's the bag I made with my new project bag I made with the finished dolphin cross stitch from 1998. At least I had it finished. I didn't have to finish it. I just had to use it. So I'm going to roll it down. Pull these out. All right. These are the socks I have. I'm doing for my daughter. I'm a little tangled here in the yarn, but I don't need to. Just need to be perfect. I left you last time here. Right here. And I'm exactly at 8 inches right now. I will today try them on my daughter's feet to see if she needs that extra half. This is a ½ inch longer than the ones I tried on her that didn't work last time. So 7.5 inches was not enough. I'm leaning towards probably needing the 8.5 inches versus 8 inches. But I'll find out this evening. And then as soon as I have those rows done, I will start the heels. If the 8 inches is fine, then I'll start the heels immediately. I'm leaning towards having to do another ½ inch, right? ½ inch, and then do the heels. I'll do that, and then I have a long ways to go on the cuff. 60 rows was not enough, and I'll probably end up having to do 90. She wanted 2 more inches than the cuff I made last time. I'll figure out her perfect sock and we'll roll with it. These were the Silly socks from Hobbii, Hobbii. And I don't remember what number they were. I'll give those details again when I finish them. I gave them last time. So, yeah, I'm happy with how they're turning out. I'm going to do the heels in a contrasting color because as long as she wants the cuffs, I don't want to run out of yarn before the cuffs are as long as she would like them. So there's that. Next, I worked on my blanket, my queen size cross hatch stitch blanket. If you guys decide that you like the cross hatch stitch, which is a similar stitch to the corner to corner blanket, except for it's worked in rows back and forth versus in a corner side to side. This is how much I've achieved since I showed it to you last. And when I talked to you last, I made a goal to at least get one skein in it. Well, I've gotten 2, which I should because I haven't recorded. I didn't record for the entire month of March. Things. And I am thinking I need at least 10 more skeins to finish this blanket. Probably more than 10 skeins, but I know I at least have to do 10 more skeins to do more on the blanket. I don't think I'm going to show this to you again probably until I'm going to move my stitch marker while I'm sitting here with you. I don't think I'm going to show this blanket to you until I finish it again. But yeah, that's the Heather Gray. Doesn't really show you the pattern very well, but yeah, that's the pattern. But I have to tell you, I'm a little modified on the pattern. I prefer a tighter weave, a tighter fabric, so it doesn't have as many holes in it. When I do mine, I slip stitch, I only chain 2, and I double crochet 4. These are US terms. I double crochet 4 in the same stitch. That makes the cluster that I like. I believe the tutorial might be slip stitch, chain 3, double crochet 3. So 3 might be the number. And that leaves kind of more open holes. I prefer the tighter. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Pardon. This girl does not edit. I do not plan on editing. You get the real me the whole time. I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to pretend to be perfect. Okay, so those are the 2 works in progress that I'm working on. Let me reach down here. I believe, by the way, that this Peyton's Croy is, and its colorway is, let me look for it, flax. I think I'm going to do this as my daughter's contrasting heel. And it might end up a little bit up on the top of the cuff as well, depending on how much yarn I end up with. But I'm going to cake this up so I can take from both ends and I don't have to have two balls floating around. I'll just be doing both socks from one cake. All right, so that's it on the works in progress. Now on to goals. Big goals that I know that are not realistic to get done before I record next, but I'm sure I'll try. I want to get some major progress on my daughter's socks. I'm positive I can at least get done through the heel before I see you next. I want to do at least one more skein. I would like to be able to tell you that I put a skein of yarn into the blanket each time I talk to you. And if the gap's a little longer than 2 weeks, more than. Really working on it because I would like to finish that thing. It's been plaguing me for probably 10 years, at least 10 years. This blanket has been I shouldn't use the word plague, but kinda. I mean, I messed up the tension and the patterning, and then I had to pull all out and start all over again after I was halfway through. And this is the only blanket I've ever made for myself. And so I would really like it to be nice and complete it and actually use it. All right. So progress on the blanket in the way of 1 to 2 skeins before I see you next. The next is, even if I don't sew this into a bag, I would like to dig out and get the fabric together that I would like to use to make the bag with. I am leaning towards a natural canvas color. Maybe. I might, who knows? I won't know until I lay them out together. All right. And then I have 2 finished objects that are not mine, but I would like to turn these into usable little bags or something. My aunt, one of my aunts has passed away probably 2 years ago. She was a cross stitcher. She'd given me a bunch of her stuff because she knew she wasn't going to be doing cross stitch anymore. And they're just laying around. So here's a little house, like a wintry scene. I think it's finished. If it is missing any of its outline, it is what it is. It's going to stay that way. I do not have the pattern. I do not know the colors used. I can't ask her, obvious reasons. Anyway, so there's this one, and I felt like even if I wanted to make it a bigger bag, I could sew fabric to it in quilting format and kind of make like a quilting block and then use that block to make the bag with. So there's that one. And then there is this one. They look finished with, so if they're missing any detail work, it is what it is. And this one, how cute, the little dog. And I feel like I'll turn these into bags too. Then I need to talk to her children. She has a couple of children, my cousins, as it goes. And I want to talk to them and see if they would like the finished objects. I mean, I would appreciate them because she's also my aunt and she gave them to me, obviously, but it's their mom. So I'll offer them to them first. And if they don't need it or want it, because one of her children is male and I don't really know that he wants a project bag, but maybe he wants it for his wife. All right. So I want to get fabric maybe picked out is probably a more realistic goal because I'm definitely not going to get to sew them, but it is my thought process on what I want to do with them. Then, because I'm crazy, I love mushrooms. They're just like the neatest things. They got weird shapes, weird colors. They grow in weird places. They just have all kinds of really interesting things about them in my world. And I like naturey things. I am going to tackle and take on a massive cross stitch project. Do I have other cross stitches that are older that I could be finishing? Yes. It'll happen sometime in life. And if it doesn't, whatever. It entertained me while I was doing it. I already have bought the PDF patterns and the The designer is, let's see, Stitchy Wonders off of Etsy is where I got it. The first one is Tower of Life 1. I'll show you the picture. Let me make it big enough for you to kind of get the idea. All right. Try not to get too much of it. All right. So here's the first one. Now, guys, this is 19.5 inches by 15.5 inches. In centimeters, that's 75 centimeters long and 39 centimeters wide. Very big. And this is, it says it on here, 116,584 stitches. It's a lot of stitches. It's also 70 different colors of DMC floss. So there's that one. Then after that one, I'm going to show you, because she has a Tower of Life 2. Let me find it. That, by the way, Tower of Life 2 is 136,880 stitches. All right, let me expand it for you. Oh my gosh. Maybe over here. There. Love it. Okay. I mean, I toggling back and forth with which one. I like them both a lot. So I'm kind of like, which one first? Which one first? Which one first? And I don't know if I'm leaning towards Tower of Life 2, the one I just showed you. Okay. I already bought, that's why they're on my iPad. They're in my Goodreader PDF formats. I already bought the patterns. Then I already ordered the fabric to do it. And I now need to, so my goal is to gather, my goal is not necessarily to start this. My goal is to, I could start it if I managed to get all the stuff. My goal is to get the supplies. The fabric's on the way. I got a notification. I also got the fabric off of Etsy as well. I'm new to finding cross-stitch embroidery fabric. Hopefully that turns out well. I got something I felt would go well with the mushrooms. Not white. I don't want white. The DMC floss. So I'm going to get out my boxes of DMC flosses and I'm going to go down the list and see if I have what I have in my stash for the DMC flosses. Then I will have my list of the ones I don't have with me. And unfortunately, Joann's Fabric is closing. And there were places where I was able to get DMC floss. It's a 2-hour trip away from me. And I know Michael's carries some. I may have a little bit of struggle finding my colors. And I don't want this to end up costing me $70 to order all of the threads. Because if they charge $1 per thread, that's 70 colors, that's $70. That's all $70 for the colors if you only need one skein per. Skeins being these little guys. Provided you only need one. Then you have the fabric you have to buy for I think it was $31 for me to get a yard of fabric to do this. Then you have to buy your patterns for, I think they were around $7, a little over $7. I'm going with that. Then, so I mean, you're looking at a pretty expensive cross stitch. I'm going to do it anyway, but I would like to not spend that much money on the DMC. So if I can get them for 60 cents per each of these, that would be way better than I've seen them on Amazon for $4 a piece. Could you imagine what your project would cost at that? So the goal is to gather the materials. So if I can have all the materials ready by the time I talk to you next, I will feel accomplished. That's what I'll feel. All right. That's it on my goals. Socks, blanket, cross stitch, fabrics, gathering. I think I can do that. Because honestly, if the weather gets nice outside, any days it's nice out, we're out doing cleanup, just enjoying the glorious sun, planting things in the ground, sprinkling seeds, the works. That's what I'm doing in between. Plus I have other things, which I'm moving into right now. So if you don't want to hear about what life has to offer, you can just skip out on me because not really that interesting, to be real. I'm on a bowling league, and this weekend I am ditching my family. They're all acting all traumatized that mom's gonna be out. They'll be okay. It's only for one night. I'm leaving in the morning. I'll stay the night, and then we have a tournament to do Sunday, and then we'll be back Sunday evening. They'll survive without me. And my kiddo can call me and say, "Hi, Mom," 500 times. It'll be okay. So that's when I'm going to work on my socks. Lots of sock work on the weekend. So I'm bringing that project with me. And I'm sure I'll stink. I'm not a very good bowler, guys. With the pain I have in my shoulder and the pinched nerve that I get, I bowl, my average is 108. If you're a bowler, you'll know that's pretty low. So I'm like thrilled when I break 100. My best game ever in my entire life was a 186, one time once. And my second best game was a 162. And third was a 143. We're talking like flukes. I was just like on ball. And then my kiddo had a couple more seizures this month, which kind of put in perspective that we were correct, that he was probably having a couple seizures a month in the night. It just kind of cemented it that it was happening the way we thought it was happening. Anyone who experiences watching a loved one have a seizure will know that it's stressful, upsetting. You don't want to see bad things happening to somebody you love or anyone, period. But we're seeing the neurologist next week. So it's right on top of us. We'll see the neurologist next week, and we'll see if we can try to figure out how to make those either stop or I don't know what. Figure out why it's happening. They don't know why it's happening. And then the reason I didn't record last month also is because my kiddo, who goes to a place that I call the Petri dish, anywhere where young children, like school age children, go in large groupings, I call it a Petri dish. They spread things around and make you ill. And he got sick and brought it home to us. And of course, he didn't feel well, so he's like hugging on you and, be my mom and make me feel better. And so everybody else got sick too. Dad got it, then I got it, and then the next week my daughter got it. Thankfully, Grandma did not get it. She kind of sequestered herself to her bedroom and tried to stay far away from us, which was a wise plan. And then it took like a week to recover. I had 5 days later, I had vertigo. Like I was just felt really off. If you've had vertigo, it's very disorienting and uncool. But we're all better now, so it's good. I managed to not be really sick. Like I don't even count the little tiny sniffle, but I managed to not really be sick all winter long and stuff until somebody drug home some gross stuff. All right, well, that's all I got for you, and you guys have a great, well, I hope you're having better weather than I'm having. You all have a great few weeks, and I will see you later. Bye.